Competitive gaming gets a bad reputation sometimes, even from people like myself. If you spend enough time online, you think ranked games are nothing but stress, nothing but toxic teammates and frustration. Mostly people yelling into microphones over nonsense points. And to be fair, those things exist. Anyone who has spent time in a competitive game knows they exist. But if that's all competitive gaming was, millions of people wouldn't keep coming back year after year. Nobody dedicates hundreds or thousands of hours to something they completely hate. The truth is that competitive gaming offers something very few forms of entertainment can provide. Something that movies and television can provide. Something even many single-player games struggle to replicate. The feeling of genuine growth. Think back to the first time you played a competitive game. Maybe it was a shooter. Maybe it was a fighting game. Maybe it was a strategy game. Whatever it was, you probably weren't very good. You got outplayed, out-aimed, outmaneuvered. You made mistakes you didn't even recognize at the time. And yet something about that experience kept pulling you back. Because unlike many forms of entertainment, competitive games provide immediate feedback. Every decision matters. Every mistake will teach you something. And every match becomes a lesson. Psychologists study gaming motivation often point to mastery as one of the strongest reasons people remain engaged in games over long periods of time. People enjoy feeling themselves improve, and competitive gaming provides a constant stream of evidence that improvement is happening. At first, progress comes quickly. You learn basic mechanics, you understand maps, you memorize strategies, you begin recognizing patterns. Things that felt impossible become routine. That's where the real joy begins, because improvement is one of the most satisfying experiences a human can have. Not just in gaming, in anything. Learning an instrument, playing a sport, writing, drawing, building something. The process is always similar. You struggle, you practice, you improve. Competitive gaming simply compresses that feedback loop into something you can experience every day. Over time, the improvement becomes obvious. You win a fight that would have destroyed you 6 months ago. You make a play you couldn't even imagine pulling off before. You notice mistakes in yourself and your teammates before they happen. You begin operating instinctively off muscle memory. Those moments are incredibly rewarding, and that's because you earned it. Researchers studying motivation often distinguish between rewards given externally and satisfaction generated internally. Competitive games excel at creating internal satisfaction. The scoreboard matters, the rank matters, but what often matters most is knowing you are better. Then there's something else, the flow state. Athletes describe it, musicians describe it, artists describe it, and gamers experience it too. Flow state occurs when challenge and skill exist in balance. The task isn't too easy. However, the task isn't impossible. Your mind becomes fully engaged. Distractions vanish. Everything narrows to the moment in front of you. Research into gaming psychology has repeatedly linked competitive gaming to flow experiences because games continuously adjust challenge levels through various matchmaking and ranking systems. Think about matches where everything clicks. Your aim feels perfect, your decisions feel automatic, you anticipate opponents before they act. You stop thinking about controls entirely. You're simply playing. But when these flow states happen, especially with friends, they create memories players may remember for years. And then there's the competition itself. People often treat competition as something negative, something stressful, something unhealthy. But humans have always enjoyed competition. Sports exist because people enjoy competition. Board games exist because people enjoy competition. Competition gives meaning to achievement. Winning matters because losing was possible. If there was no chance of failure, victory wouldn't feel special. and more specifically, addicting. That's why competitive games create emotions that are difficult to replicate elsewhere. The final round, the final overtime match, the comeback, the clutch play, the impossible victory. These moments create stories people remember forever. Nobody remembers every ranked game they've ever played. They remember the incredible ones. The match where their team came back from a for sure loss. The tournament they unexpectedly won. The impossible shot. That perfect strategy. The unforgettable play. Competitive gaming constantly creates these opportunities for moments like these, and those moments become part of a player's personal history. Then there are the friendships. This is something many people overlook. Competitive gaming is often portrayed as an isolating activity, yet countless friendships have been built through competition. Some of the strongest gaming friendships begin with a shared goal: improving, learning, winning, and losing together. There is something unique about bonding while overcoming challenges alongside friends. You learn how you all think, you develop trust, you create inside jokes, you build memories. The game becomes secondary, your people become primary. In many ways, competitive games function similarly to traditional team sports. The scoreboard matters, but the relationships often last longer than the victories. The social component is one reason esports communities continue thriving. Whether it's local tournaments, amateur leagues, ranked ladders, or professional competitions, people enjoy belonging to something larger than themselves. Then there is the simple satisfaction of accomplishment. Modern life can feel strangely disconnected from effort. Many goals take months or years to achieve. Progress is difficult to measure. Results can feel abstract. Competitive games provide clarity. You practice, improve, then rank up. The connection between effort and outcome feels visible. Of course, reality is a little more complicated than that. Luck exists, bad teammates exist, and bad days also exist. But over long periods of time, skill tends to win. Players see the results of constant effort, and that experience can be deeply motivating. The one reason competitive games continue attracting millions of players around the world, but this is where the important distinction needs to be made. Because there is a difference between enjoying competition and being consumed by it. The burnout I talked about last video is what happens when the relationship becomes unhealthy, when gaming becomes obligation, when rank becomes identity, and when competition becomes exhausting. But burnout isn't the entire story. Burnout exists because passion existed first. People burn out because they cared too much, because they were fully invested, because something meaningful was there in the first place. The goal isn't eliminating competition. The goal is maintaining a healthy relationship with it. Moreover, some competitive players do understand something important. While rank is the reward, so is the improvement. The victory is the reward, but so is the experience gained. The scoreboard matters, but it isn't everything. Once players understand that, competition becomes far more sustainable. Losses become less, the process becomes enjoyable, and that's where competitive gaming shines the brightest. Competitive gaming is about proving you're better than everyone else. It's about confronting yourself. Are you willing to develop the skill set, learn patience, build that resilience, experience the growth step by step? Few activities provide such immediate evidence of improvement. Few activities create such memorable highs. Few activities combine mastery, competition, community, and personal growth in the same package. That's why people keep coming back, not because they enjoy frustration or losing. It's definitely not because of the rank points. They come back because every once in a while, They have the opportunity to play against a team that allows them to prove why they're better. Everything clicks. The competition is intense. The teamwork works. The victory feels earned. And for a few brief moments, it's euphoric. No distractions, no outside worries, just the game. And maybe that's the real joy of competitive gaming. Not your rank or your stats. The joy is the journey. From humble beginnings to becoming a real contender. Because long after the ranks reset and the seasons end, you'll have to climb again. This video was made in direct contrast to my previous video, kind of as a way to play devil's advocate while also entertaining an entirely new perspective on the subject matter. Also, I'm sorry if I sound sick. I am sick. I'm a little congested. Thank you for watching as always. Tune in for more videos soon. Like and subscribe. Peace.